Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeOnLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2018 with Vitamin H. How you guys doing?
We are doing fantastic, aren't we, today?
My brain is a bagel.
So is mine. So, how did you guys get started in the world of conventions of all things? Who wants to talk?
Let me do this.
Okay.
We like to joke that the H in Vitamin H stands for hatred because salt is our primary driving force. We'll go to a convention and there'll be a terrible panel on something that we like and our hair will turn blonde and we will go over 9,000 and we will scream, we could do this so much better, and now we have a catalog of about 27 panels.
I was going to say, my personal origin story, though, was that about 2 years after I started going to conventions, there was a convention in Texas on New Year's where they had a very infamous hentai panel that didn't go too well. And at that point I thought, you know what? I don't think of myself as a very good performer, but I think I'm going to try this, take a crack at it and see how it goes, and then now we're stuck doing this until the end of time.
Because you are just that passionate about cartoon porn.
Okay.
All right, that's a fun answer. So it says in your bio that you've traveled a bit, as we've talked about, for conventions. What has been one of your favorite places to go to do a show? Like, SakuraCon has all the beautiful mountains in the background, or some of those places.
God, oddly enough, we really like Albuquerque, New Mexico. We like to go to St. Louis because we really like St. Louis pizza. We, oddly enough, like Skyline Chili, so we like coming here. Yes, we like Skyline Chili.
I also want to give a shout out to Huntington, West Virginia, just because whenever we go to TsubasaCon, we get to drive through all these gorgeous mountains, and there's a lot of history there, so that's always a fun con to do.
I'm a national park guy.
Nice.
So
I've been to Mammoth Cave and to Cuyahoga.
thank you.
That was great.
I live up there, so thank you. You have a mix of nostalgia and pop culture to your panels. What subject do you guys like to choose the most to do? Is it kind of more based on what the convention would like to see, or more kind of what you guys want to do?
We have extremely different tastes, me and Kid. My panels are usually very educational in nature. I do the historical panels. I do the things about Ninja and the history of anime licensing. All of Kid's panels are about porn and blood and murder. So naturally, her panels usually get about twice the audience mine do.
Can I give a slightly more intellectual answer, though? I would say for my panels, a lot of what happens is I will go to a convention and there'll be something I'm really passionate about, and I'll suddenly notice, oh, nobody's ever done a panel on Junji Ito here, or nobody's ever talked about dating games for women, or no one's ever talked about gay manga in Japan and stuff like that. And so I end up being like, okay, let me take a crack at it. Oh.
That being said, we also have been known to, if a convention asks us to do a panel on something, if it's in our wheelhouse, we'll do it.
Well, that's a fun answer as well. I mean, we got to know a little bit more about all of you. Now, it says in your bio, Annie has worked with Funimation on some projects. Where can fans hear you in some of your work?
Okay, so being that we live in Dallas, every once in a while they call a bunch, and a lot of the people in the anime industry know me because I work here. So if they need someone to scream and or die or just be random chatter in the background, they'll call me in. Most recently, I got to be in Vic Mignogna's project, Ginny Tyson, and he kind of complimented me on how well I could scream. So I'll take that as a compliment.
We're really good friends with Vic, so we'll have to talk about that one at ColossalCon this year. So now, Kid says you started working on a YouTube channel. How's it going, and where can fans see it?
My YouTube channel's actually been on a hiatus for just about a month or so.
That's fine.
Slightly longer.
Got a real job.
Oh, unfortunately, I got a 40-hour-a-week job. You know how that is. But what I mainly do is I do sort of sarcastic reviews of visual novels, especially otome games, visual novels directed at women. I talk about games like Hatoful Boyfriend, Mystic Messenger, but I'd say it's less with a fangirl eye and more with the eye of someone who's very sarcastic and fairly filthy as well.
Because there is nothing Americans like more than hearing a British person say the F word.
We actually haven't talked about where I grew up.
Yeah, Kid's from England, so yeah.
Well, that was a key clue.
Yes, but yes, if you actually see me on my YouTube, you will actually see me speak in my natural accent, and it is the weirdest gosh darn thing on the planet. It is so... I don't sound like this at conventions, because if I'm talking about anime, people are like, what are you saying?
Okay, one, your accent is the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life. And two, the problem is, as soon as anyone at conventions realizes you're British, they just start deluging you with questions about Doctor Who and the Queen.
Well, which is funny because go ahead.
The channel is called Otomania. We forgot to say that. It's probably important.
I would say because you have a Texas boy that has a British accent by definition, which is Tatum. So you guys came to the right time. You can actually be British together.
I will say I love both J. Michael Tatum and Ian Sinclair, and I have complimented them for, like, you sound like actual British people rather than like people at the Ren Fest. I love those guys, yeah.
Is Tatum actually from Britain?
Fun story, Tatum actually was speech coached by an old little British woman, and he never learned how to talk till he was 8, so he picked up the British accent from his speech coach. Right, he's full-grown, born and bred in Texas, and yet he has a natural British accent.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so again, are there any upcoming projects you guys want to talk about that are not behind the pesky NDA wall?
The two of us are working on a turn-based RPG and a visual novel that hopefully will be finished sometime before the sun goes nova.
As a scientist, I don't think that's going to happen. We'll all be dead by then, so I think we're good. Alrighty. Now, is there any way for us to keep up with you online first?
Oh, yeah.
And then a final message you want to get out to all the wonderful fans that have been able to get you at a convention and also keep up with you guys online and via giving you support online.
I mean, we've got all our social media. I think our Facebook gets updated more than anything.
Our Facebook is Vitamin H Official. Our Twitter is Vitamin H Panels. Our YouTube is Vitamin H Productions.
Because we want to make this as difficult as possible.
It's a test of intelligence. And our Tumblr is Vitamin H Official. We update our Facebook most frequently with new panels, previews of upcoming work, and future convention appearances. And do you have a final message?
My brain is still a bagel.
All right. I'm going to say support the industry, especially the convention industry, and especially us.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
I got one. Okay, so if you're watching this right now, go to your favorite convention and tell them to invite us, because if we don't get any cons to go to, we become very, very sad, and you do not want to see this adorable face get sad.
Thank you, guys.
Again, thank you, ladies, so much again for coming out and enjoying this weekend with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.